Hello, beautiful souls. My name is Eve. Welcome to my YouTube channel. I'm going to be looking at the astrology along with numerology for this very powerful black moon solar eclipse at the very end of Aries. However, if you want to jump ahead, you don't want to listen to the astrological, numerological portion, the timestamps are below. You can pick your pile. I usually recommend you pick one. However, if you feel drawn to two or even all of them, always follow your own gut instinct here. Now, as we get started, I simply want to mention that I'm now offering beginning astrology courses. All of that information is up on my website, which is below, eveellie.com. Do check that out. Reach out to me directly. Send me an email if you would like to jump on board with that. I'm so excited. I haven't done the beginning astrology courses in quite a while. And do know that each one of the courses being offered, one's a very short 2-week one, the other one is a 6-week program. Each one of them, though, can be extended beyond that. Now, jumping ahead, let's look at what is this energy that's going on here. This is my third video recording. My first one, I was having an eye issue going on, and that told me, nope, can't record it Sunday night, so I didn't do it. And then I did my second recording Monday, and I went to post it last night, and there was no sound attached to it at all. My headset had died, so I have a new headset plugged in, but I realized that the guides and angels wanted me to do it in the midst of the actual eclipse, because the energy has been shifting dramatically just in the last 2 to 3 to 4 hours. There's a very big shift. Once you watch this video, you'll probably be able to feel that shift, and you may even want to get back to me and let me know what you were experiencing going through this. This is a very potent eclipse that we're in. So let's dive into the astrology. And again, all the timestamps will be below. I might be moving things around a little bit tonight because I'm doing this a little bit by osmosis. So do bear with me. Here we are on the eve of April 19th, 2023, in the Western Hemisphere of, not Western Hemisphere, the Northern Hemisphere, the western part of the U.S. So I'm in Pacific Daylight Time as we're doing this. Some of you listening, you're already in the early morning of April 20th, which is Thursday. This eclipse, depending on where you are on planet Earth, you're experiencing it through the afternoon, evening of tonight, April 19th, or you're experiencing it through the midnight hours and early morning of April 20th. This is a black moon. When we have a black moon, that means it's either 2 new moons within the same month, or it's 2 new moons within the same sign. A solar eclipse is always a new moon. It's an eclipse, though, because during that new moon, the sun, the moon, and the earth completely align in such a way that the moon blocks the light of the sun from reaching the earth. So if you wanted to visualize it, we have the earth, and then between the earth and the sun, we have the moon. And the moon lines up at such a degree that it creates that eclipse. During a regular new moon, we don't have that issue. The moon is either slightly above or slightly below, and therefore the sun's energy is not being blocked off at all. But during a solar eclipse, for an approximate 5 to 6 hour window, the moon is slowly blocking out the light of the sun. Something very significant, an osmosis, an alchemical reaction is occurring here, because the sun represents the light. It represents illumination and clarity and understanding and visibility. And the moon is blocking that light out because there is something that needs to transmute, an energy that needs to be cleared, something that's wanting a deep cathartic release here. And in this energy, because it's the second new moon in Aries, we had the first one on March 20th at 0 degrees of Aries. This one is here at 29 degrees of Aries, the very end of the sign. That's why it's called a black moon. The metaphysical energy of the black moon gives it that extra emphasis of a clearing of energy. So one of the biggest messages as we're going into this eclipse, and eclipse season always lasts about 6 months, being at its most potent within the first 1 to 2 to 3 months, but it ultimately is a 6-month window. So when we're working with these energies, we have to keep in mind that events or situations in our life may not be happening very, very quickly. For some, it will be. There'll be certain things happening overnight. For others, it's going to be a slow movement in a specific direction. But the black moon is doing a profound clearing. You know, all day today I was feeling like I needed to super meditate, spend a lot of time meditating. I even dropped off into almost deep sleep in the middle of the afternoon. I could feel the intensity of the energy and the clearing that was coming in. And now as I'm recording this, the solar eclipse has reached its fullness point, and it's now moving on to the other side, where the moon is now allowing the light of the sun to break through. And it's so fascinating to me how I was getting ready for this. I could literally feel my vision getting clearer, like an energy was moving through and things were just feeling far more free, just within like 30 minutes to an hour of this occurring. And that's why I had to do the video now, why Spirit would not allow me to post it or to do it beforehand, because there's new messages that I am meant to bring through. This is not only at the end of Aries. Aries is the first sign in the zodiac. It's all about leaps of faith, courage, new beginnings, putting yourself first, but in a healthy way. You want to make sure that whatever choices you make during this cycle, and even though I said this eclipse cycle is 6 months, it is the beginning of 6 eclipses across the signs of Aries and Libra over the next 2 years. So this is the first one, the launching pad, if you will. And of all of these 6 eclipses, 5 of them are going to be solar eclipses, meaning they all are new moons. Therefore, we are getting a double message here of new beginnings. New beginnings across the board. It's time to change direction, make new choices in our life, absolutely get outside of our comfort zones. It's time for expansion and exploration, much deeper soul growth. And we all have some new missions awaiting us. A great adventure awaits us. But to get onto that adventure, you have to do 3 things. 1, you have to let go of whatever is holding you back. And that's going to be a pattern. Do not blame it on a person. Do not blame it on a situation or a situationship. It is about a pattern. And I want to give you an example. Let's say you want to change jobs, you want to change careers, you want to move to a different house, you want to literally leave the state or the country, you want to change locations. You feel like you're done with this relationship, you want to move on to a new relationship. That is a person, a relationship, or a situation. If you are ready to do this, do it knowing that you're going to create new platforms. Do not bring with you the same pattern, Because if you go into a new job with a pattern of not reconciling differences at the job, then that pattern is going to follow you wherever you go. If you exit one relationship simply to seek out another one, but you haven't healed the core wounds you were dealing with in that relationship and the relationships even before that, you're simply going to recreate it again. So let me say, this is not about a person or a situation. It is about the pattern that you are carrying with you. Please do the deep inner work to become clear on what that pattern is. And sometimes within the pattern, there's things we want to bring with us. So your homework here, or your task, is to look at what part of this pattern has been keeping you from growing and moving forward and feeling far more happier in your life. Has it been something that you've kept going just because it was a comfort zone? Or because you were afraid to upset the apple cart? Were you afraid to hurt someone's feelings? To have people think poorly of you? What is the pattern that has kept you from not moving forward, or has literally kept you on Groundhog's Day? This is your task, is to look at that, because you want to create new platforms here. But to do that, you've got to either completely collapse the pattern or shift it in a form where it can now grow and move forward. So that's the biggest energy facing us, is locating the pattern. The second thing we want to do, though, is build courage, because we're taking a leap of faith here. It's about going on a new adventure, and to do that, you've got to know that you've built up enough self-confidence, you feel good enough about who you are and where you're going and your life, and you're willing now to take that leap, to take that risk. It's going to take courage. It always does. Change always requires us to step outside of a box, because we're facing the unknown when we make changes. And the unknown can be scary. Therefore, building our inner flame of courage is the second task that we are being called to do. And then the third one is to build a new foundation in that new direction. So you do have work to do here. You're not only locating patterns that are keeping you possibly stuck, you're also building your inner flame of courage. And thirdly, you've got to put in the work for these new beginnings and these new pathways to come in for you. So that is the three big things that we're working with here. And always be aware that when we're doing Aries energy, we're pioneers, okay? We're pioneers. Aries is the pioneering energy. There's going to be unknowns. There's going to be sudden surprises, things that come out of left field. So I'm going to say, become a lover of your journey and look at it simply as an adventure. And then you won't get pulled down by the challenges that show up. Because when you are on the journey of the Fool in the Tarot, which is a very Uranian and Aries energy, you're ready to deal with whatever's coming towards you, right? Now, to do that, I want to add a fourth element here. That's very important, and that's why I chose to leave my red workout vest on tonight, because I wanted the color red for all of us. Red is the root chakra. In order to create this newness in your life, to transform, to transmute the old into the new, you've got to get grounded. And that means from the soles of your feet up through your root chakra, which is your base chakra at the bottom of your hips, where your sacrum is, at the bottom of your spine is your sacrum. That's where your root chakra or your base chakra lives. It's an energy force field, and the color is red. It's a very grounded energy. And the root chakra is about survival, but it's also about thriving. So for this energy, I would like you to move beyond surviving into thriving. That is your task. And if you are in the survival mode, recognize it and then look at what small changes you can bring in and work towards, where you're bringing in a little bit more of striving forward and thriving, as opposed to simply making do and surviving. We all on our journey of ascension go through survival, every one of us. It's part of that journey. So your task is to do whatever it is you need to do to ground your energy. And grounding your energy means being very much in your physical nature. Your physical beingness is a part of your greater beingness. There is no separation here. We are spiritual beings having physical expression on this earth. We are wanting to experience energy through matter. That's why we are here. But we're also here learning lessons in terms of what is the physical world bringing to us. What kind of lessons can our soul learn through our physicality? So the more you can dive in to your five senses, to really being present in the now, because one of the key aspects of being grounded in that base chakra is you're in today, you're in the now. You're not in yesterday and you're not in tomorrow. Okay, you're in today and you're working with the energy currently present for you. So one of the ways to come into groundedness as quickly as possible is be very present in where you are right now, and be in acceptance of your current reality, because only from that platform can you begin to bring change in. The other tools that are very helpful in getting grounded are good, strong physical exercise, getting out in nature as much as possible, eating grounded foods, making sure you're drinking more than enough liquids, water, get enough water every day. When you're in the shower or the bath, look at it as a way to recharge. Don't be in your mind, be in your body in its fullness, okay? The mind loves distractions. The mind is not grounded. Aries energy has nothing to do with the mind, even though it rules the head. That's why they say Aries is very headstrong and can be prone to head injuries. But it's a grounded energy. Aries is all about building your muscles, your circulation, your physical strength and stamina. So if you can focus on your physicality in that way, I promise you, you're going to be more ready to bring in these new changes, or when things find you, you will be more ready to meet those changes. All right? So really work with your physicality and being not only present in the moment, but enjoy everything that your physicality has to offer. All of the five senses, taste, smell, touch, vision, okay? Enjoy it all, please, because that's one of the reasons why we're here, okay? Now, before I go into the timestamps and the different messages here, while we're going into this eclipse, yes, we have the 6-month window, which is part of a larger 2-year cycle. And this is the kickoff. Aries is the beginning of a great mission that we're going on, a great adventure. And it's going through Jupiter. It got here going through Jupiter. So the planet that is most associated with this launching pad is the planet Jupiter. And I wrote down here, Jupiter is all about expansion for us. We're going through deep healing. We're going through illumination, building our courage, and transmuting the old into the new. That is what we are in a nutshell. The numerology is a 19. That's the sun in the tarot. It's illumination. It's about being able to see clearly. It's about taking a leadership role in your life, because Aries is the first of the fire signs. All the fire signs need to be taking a leadership role in their life. The difference is that Aries always starts with the self, because you've got to start there. If you don't start with knowing how to fill your own cup, take care of your own well-being, both mentally, physically, and emotionally, you cannot show up for life at the level that you are now being asked to show up. So every day, check in with yourself. Where are you at? What are your current needs right now, so that you can be the best version of yourself and really, truly show up for others, as well as your mission or your career on this earth. So Aries always brings the finger pointing back to the self. That also means that anything that's going on in your life, you must first look at yourself as well. If there is a challenge, a problem, a conflict going on, you must first check in with yourself and ask, what is my level of responsibility here? So Aries does not hesitate to take on what belongs to it. But what I love about Aries is they're very clear with their boundaries and their honesty and integrity. Honesty, boundaries, solid boundaries, and integrity, as well as courage, are four of the biggest blueprints that Aries brings to the table. And these are going to be the qualities that you're going to want to work on. So let me say them again. Honesty, integrity, courage, and being very steadfast in your boundaries. Aries does not hesitate to know what it is accountable for, and it will not take on what it does not own. Okay? So when you're dealing with Aries energy and you're pushing someone beyond their boundaries, they're going to push back. And that's your moment to know, oh my gosh, I crossed a threshold where I did not have permission to cross. The other thing we're learning with this energy is to always ask permission. Really honor someone else's boundaries. They may not look anything like yours, but please respect them. That's the fifth quality I think that Aries is very, very good at. It's about self-respect, and it's about respect of others. Now, this cycle that we're going in is really quite enormous, and that's why I'm spending a good deal of time talking about the astrology. So we have the numerology of the 19, which is the sun card, about becoming more visible in the world, putting yourself first, taking a leadership role in your life. If I add the 19, which reduces to a 1 and 9 is 10, which is 1 to the energy of this month, 4 and the energy of the year, 7, I have a 12. So we have that strong sun energy where you've got to be authentic to who you are and be visible in your life, in your world. But we also have the number 12, which is the Hanged Man, which is ruled by Jupiter. Okay. Yes, many tarot readers give it over to Pisces. I honestly think it's more of a Jupiterian quality, which Jupiter's in its origins rules both Sagittarius and Pisces. It rules both signs. I see the Hanged Man as our ability to look at life from multiple perspectives. And the Hanged Man says there may be a time of stillness or deep inner reflection that you need to be going through right now, but it's helping you think outside the box and to look at things from a different viewpoint because you were missing something before. The Hanged Man is allowing you and giving you the time without distraction. The Hanged Man says, get rid of distractions in your life right now. Be very focused on paying attention to what's going on, becoming the observer in your life, which Aries is pretty good at doing all on its own as well. And so now we have the added energy of Jupiter through the lens of Pisces in particular, but also Sag, telling us that we need to start looking at things from a higher perspective, looking at it above the forest where we can get a larger viewpoint so we can catch anything that we may have missed before. And what is all of this leading us to? What is this numerology and the tarot messages leading us to? They're leading us to having greater clarity and a more discerning vision for our life. And we're going to need that because we are bringing in brand spanking new beginnings, and we are wanting to create new pathways in our life. Well, we can't do that if we don't have clear vision. Therefore, we need the Hanged Man energy to give us that deep inner self-reflection. We need this upcoming Mercury retrograde, which is coming in here on April 21st. We have this powerful solar eclipse going right into a Mercury retrograde for 3 weeks. Therefore, even though Aries would love to move very quickly, you know, as the first sign, it loves to do that. I want to jump on it right now. You know, it's about instant gratification sometimes. However, we've got the Hanged Man saying, nope, you got to sit back, you got to do some inner work, you have to reflect. We have Mercury going retrograde in Taurus saying, nope, this is a process, it's a journey. The Taurus energy is the slowest energy in the zodiac, and Aries is the fastest. Now, isn't that interesting? The two are moving right next to each other. So perhaps there are certain decisions that you're going to come to very quickly, and you're going to need to make a very quick decision, fly by the seat of your pants, if you will. And then there will be other parts of your life and decisions that you're going to have to come at very slowly, because Taurus is telling us this is a process. Yes, you're creating brand new beginnings. You're going on to different journeys in your life now, or new journeys are calling your name, but you've got to prepare for them, because Taurus is the energy of get prepared. You cannot skip any steps here. Steady as she goes. You've got to get onto it slowly. All right, so I think our task here is to really blend the fiery energy of Aries, where we have to light ourselves on fire to move something forward, and then the very slow but building energy of Taurus. And I think the two are going to blend very well for all of us here. And then the third energy on here is Pluto. Right now, the moon has left Taurus as I'm doing this, and it has entered, it's left Aries and it's entered Taurus. The sun is getting ready to leave Aries as well and enter Taurus, and both the moon and the sun are immediately squaring Pluto at 0 degrees of Aquarius. Pluto's saying, on this journey of creating newness in your life, you have got to transform. You cannot just jump onto a new pathway. You've got to go through Pluto. And Pluto's all about death and rebirth. What in your life do you need to let go of? What patterns are no longer serving you, or what parts of that pattern are no longer serving you? It's time to let go. Let go and let God, let go and let Goddess. Surrender what is not working for you anymore, because Pluto is saying, without any qualms at all, Pluto's at 0 degrees. That's the 0 point. That's where we start all new things. If you want a new beginning in your life, a profound, amazing new beginning, this grand adventure, you cannot get on there without change. Not possible. Then it means you're not ready. Well, guess what? That's okay. You've got 6 months within which to get ready. All right? Pluto is calling you forward. And Pluto in the sign of Aquarius is also telling us that the new things we want to create, we are doing it across a cosmic force field. Because Pluto spending these 2.5 months in Aquarius, Aquarius is the cosmos. It's the energy of space. It's left Capricorn, which is very much the business world. It's our mission, it's our career, it's making money, it's what are we creating on an earthly plane. And Pluto's sitting in Aquarius saying, what are you creating on a cosmic plane? What are you birthing with the very being of your soul right now? Because you're not about just being a human. You need to become a cosmic being now. So that's ultimately the final destination here, is each and every one of us is moving into being that cosmic being walking this earth. And we're all coming at it at different speeds. Some of us have been waiting for this for a very long time. We're moving ahead very quickly. Others of us don't even understand what that means yet. And you're holding on to the past or your current reality very hard, and you're not ready. And then others are somewhere in the middle. You're slowly moving into it. You're slowly understanding, what does it mean for me to step into being a full, living, breathing soul on this earth? Because that's what Pluto in Aquarius is all about. And we're going to have, throughout the next 8 months, a few more thresholds that we're going to need to cross here around all of this energy I'm talking about today. Right now, we're in the first threshold. It's the very big one today, right now, this week, the last few days, going through today into the 20th of April. We're going to have another one that's going to last a pretty long time, from around June 11th all the way through around July 27th, where Pluto will re-enter Capricorn, and it's going to be staying at 29 degrees Capricorn, literally highlighting this solstice, this solar eclipse point at 29 Aries. So understand, from mid-June through almost the end of July, we're going to be meeting up with this energy very close and personally again. And then Pluto will come back one last time in December and January to bring us to this crossroads. We've got 3 crossroads or thresholds that are getting us ready for the new pathways in our life, for whatever it is that we're transmuting and leaving behind. It's going to be a journey, folks. It's going to be a process. You don't have to leap in with both feet right away unless you really, really want to. That is your choice. And you know, this is happening at 29 degrees, all of it. 29 is 11. 11 is the manifester. You're the manifester of your life. You're the co-creator with the divine. You get to decide what it is you want to be. Who do you want to be? Do you want to live fully through your soul? Or do you want to really live just through your humanness and let your spiritual body be there, but maybe not front and center? I honestly think we all have choices here, and that's the beauty of being here on planet Earth. All right? So I wanted to bring this energy in and talk about it at length. Now I'm going to put this down so you can all see. Let's see if I can't move this. I don't think I will. I'm going to instead show you the stones. So for pile number 1, if you're attracted to the purple or the amethyst heart, that will be pile number 1. Pile number 2 is this beautiful moss agate heart. And then pile number 3, don't get caught there, please. Telling you, I've been having a lot of technical issues. That's Mercury retrograde, right? And pile number 3 is this beautiful tiger's eye heart. So choose whichever pile is calling to you, and we're going to look at the messages. I'm focusing here on what is calling you on this journey. Where is it you are meant to go? And we're going to see if there's any blockages for you. You know, if there's something you really do need to release. But my primary focus here is what expansion, where are you expanding towards in your life right now? Because ultimately Aries, with Jupiter there as well, is an energy of expansion. And it's all about personal growth. So let's go ahead and get started. I'm going to move the piles out of the way and anything else that might be in my way here. I don't know if that I want that crystal there. So let's start with pile number, Move this right there, pile number 1. Move that one over there. Awesome. And I have my book to read from just in case we need it. So for those of you that chose pile number 1, we have this beautiful amethyst heart. And let's look at the messages. So I am using the Starseed Oracle, okay, as well as, gosh, what is his name? I can't remember. It's the Energy Oracle cards by Sandra Taylor. So those are the 2 cards that I've already pulled, and then everything else I'm going to pull live. So let's see, what are your guiding messages here for pile number 1? And I'm going to put my glasses on here. Oh, wow. Okay. So this is where you're expanding in. You are not alone. You are here finding your soul family. See the electricity between the 2 hands? There's a lot of messages here. 1, you're looking for your soul family, your soul community. You're wanting to build deeper connections within your soul community. But that electricity between the 2 people is actually you. You are going through a deep unification within yourself. The different parts of you are wanting to come into wholeness. So for those of you that chose pile number 1, you are coming into greater self, an understanding of self. You're bringing into union your sacred masculine parts and your sacred feminine. You're coming into wholeness. And the electricity here between her hands is telling you that there's a lot of electromagnetics going on through your body right now, and you may need a lot of meditation, a lot of grounding energy for pile number 1. Get out, exercise, get in nature, be around animals, use crystals, light candles, do sound healing, and really meditate. This is going to keep you moving the energy through. But pile 1, you are absolutely transforming. So I see this as your personal internal transformation. And then I also see it as you wanting to find your community, and you're wanting to connect with like-minded others. But the other word we have here is isolation. So either you're coming out of a time where you felt very isolated, or you've been hermiting, you've been working very long on yourself, and it's time for you to connect with others now. You want to build connections in your life, but the word isolation can also be directing you towards making sure that on this journey of deeper wholeness and self-awareness, you are taking downtime every day and you are using your spiritual tools. There's times every day where you may need to hermit or isolate, but don't stay there, okay? The second message is Star Keeper. Okay, so the stars are calling you, pile 1. You are here. You came from the stars. You're a divine being. You're a light being. You came from the stars. And you are a keeper of ancient knowledge and ancient wisdom. The Hathors, the cosmic beings are working with you right now. So pile 1, I'm going to say, you're my pile of those that have been on a very long journey of self-awareness, self-discovery, self-awakening. You have been in school for a very long time, on the Earth School, but perhaps you have many degrees behind you or certifications. Maybe you've attended many workshops, you've done a lot of studying, a lot of reading, a lot of traveling. You're my travelers, really. Cosmic ancestor, see the light by staying grounded. There we have it. I didn't even read that. So you're meant to really be in that groundedness, okay? So I wanted to read Star Keeper here from the book for you, because I know there's another message in here. You're an ancient keeper of the stars. You are here to anchor and seed your light in your own unique way. So you have to be an individual to do this, but you already know, pile number 1, that when you're on the pathway of self-discovery and awakening, it is about finding out who you authentically are. It is about standing in your authenticity and your sovereignty. Absolutely. So I'm feeling a lot of fire energy here with pile number 1. Perhaps you're an Aries, Sagittarius, Leo. I'm getting strong Aquarius as well. Now the other message here is the more grounded you stay, the more whatever transitional periods you're going through are going to be more effortless, because you've got to tend to the flames of your own heart before you can anchor any other kind of energy onto the planet. So for pile 1, as the keeper of the light, to seed the light onto the earth, you've got to anchor it into your own physicality and into your own heart. So you've got to work on fanning the flames of your own heart in order to really, really seed this energy on the earth. You may be called to be in different places in the world at this time to anchor in this light, perhaps by taking a trip or living in a certain location. You may also find yourself experiencing a lot of awakening symptoms. The more grounded you remain, though, the more stable Earth's energy is going to become, and the less reactive you're going to feel with things around you. So you want to stabilize your energy. You're here on the earth with a double mission: to grow as an individual, but also as a larger collective that's bringing about a shift in frequency for planet Earth. Love those messages. So pile number 1, you're really working very deeply on your individuality right now, who you are. Okay, so let's look at the extra messages here, the extra clarifiers. We have the Angel of Strength. So the Angel of Strength is guiding you on this journey. That's the Strength card in the tarot. It's the Lion. You have been working on your inner strength and courage for quite a long time, and it's time to take another leap. You have already developed the strength that is required for whatever your next mission on this earth is going to be. You are there, pile number 1. I am here to tell you, you are stronger than you may even realize that you are. And that strength is going to assure a very beautiful outcome here. But we have the Lion, so we've got that fire energy here, right? Now the Lion is also a symbol of taking a leadership role in your life. It's time for you to stand front and center. And the second message is, wow, I love it. You're going onto the temple path. Pile number 1, there's a journey ahead of you. It's taking you exactly where you want to go. It's the pathway of ascension. The temple path is a higher path. It's where everything in your life has been guiding you to. So what I'm going to suggest you do is call on the Hathors and the Star Keepers to help you on your journey. Call on your soul family, those of like-minded individuals, whether they're both incarnated or not. You want your spiritual helpers with you, as well as your human helpers. Call on your inner strength, the strength of the Lion that lives within you. And this is also the fairy realm. See all those lights around that temple? The elementals in the fairy realm is guiding you as well. You've got a lot of helpers, pile number 1, but the path awaits you. So let me put those cards there, and I want to get a message from Archangel Michael here today. I'm feeling like he has something to say. So pile number 1, what does Archangel Michael want to say for pile number 1? Energy healing work. So either you are an energy healer and your pathway is leading you even deeper on this journey. There's more energy healing work that you're meant to do in the world. You've got a great mission doing energy healer work, and that could be within the Eastern medicine, but it can also be in Western medicine. Perhaps you're a nurse, a doctor, a radiologist. Maybe you work in the blood bank, okay? But you're a healer. You're in the medical or metaphysical healing realm somewhere. And if not, maybe you're studying to move into that realm. Now, the other message with this is you could really do with some healing work right now. Go see an energy healer because you're working through an enormous amount of energy. And when you seek help from outside of yourself, it's going to speed up your process. That is a beautiful message. Listen to your intuition on this journey is also what I'm getting here for pile number 1. So I want to pick from the tarot. I want to see just some extra clarifiers. What's this new pathway awaiting you? What is this temple pathway where you need this strength? Wow. You cannot make this up. You are the magician. You are the manifester, pile 1. So even though I said there's a lot of fire energy here in Aquarius, the magician is Virgo and Gemini. So we've got a lot of different sign languages here. Now, don't focus too much on the signs. These are more energies than it being your sun sign or your moon sign, okay? But if it resonates, take it. You are the magician. You get to decide how this pathway is going to begin or unfold. What is the next manifestation that you want to do on this pathway? So let's look to see, okay? What are the clarifiers? What is the magician telling pile number 1? What is the direction pile number 1 is going towards? The Knight of Pentacles, okay? So you are building greater abundance in your life. This is about your career. The Knights are always forward moving. And they're action figures. So you are this Knight wanting to move your career forward, wanting to build more finances in your life. So you're manifesting, pile 1, more finances. But the Knight of Pentacles is you also want to manifest greater stability. You want a platform that is consistent, it's stable, it's sturdy. You want to build something long term. And of all of the 4 Knights, it is the slowest moving. It's telling you it's going to take time. It is a process to build this. So can you give us any more clarifiers for pile 1? Justice. You're needing to balance your life right now, okay? But I'm also getting that some of you in pile number 1, you may be involved in some form of a lawsuit. You may be going through litigation of some form, adjudication. You need to maybe fill out some law documents. Perhaps you are in the law field, or maybe you're studying law. Maybe you want to become a lawyer, or perhaps you're needing to seek the advice or the counsel of a lawyer or a mediator. Because justice is not only about the law, it's about mediation. Where is it that you want fairness, equality, justice, and peace in your life? So the Justice card is saying what you're working towards here is a balanced life. So perhaps it's your financial world you want balanced out right now. Maybe there's something going on in your career where you want to seek balance. Now the Justice is saying, don't worry, because everything is going to be handled fairly. You are getting what you really truly deserve. Justice is always saying that justice is going to be met here. So for pile 1, there's some form of fairness, equanimity, or even something closing out in your life that's going to give you, I think, financial freedom. Okay, some of you might be going through a divorce. Maybe there's custody with children. So let's get 1, okay, 2, 3 cards came out. Okay, so we're going to take them. Beautiful. We've got another Knight, Knight of Wands. Okay, is that the Knight of Wands? Yes, it is. We've got 2 Knights here. Wow, so there may be more than one person involved. One's a Knight of Pentacles, one's a Knight of Wands. If this is about a marriage, one of you may be more strongly earth, one of you more strongly fire, or perhaps it's about coming to a place of peace with something, resolving a conflict or a challenge, and the energy around this could be fiery energy or earth energy. But no matter what, with that earth, it's saying, and justice, you can work this out. And one of you does have to kind of take a little bit more action on it if you want to resolve it. You've got to have a little bit more courage to move this forward. But the other way I could look at that is you're not only taking action in your career, you're taking action with perhaps a creative venture. You're going into a new business. Maybe you're becoming an entrepreneur, forming your own business, expanding your business. So you do have to take some risks here. Wow. But guess what? We also have the Seven of Cups, so maybe this is about love. So for pile 1, the third possibility is this is about love. You know, the Seven of Cups could mean, though, that you have many, many possibilities or opportunities here. Yeah, the 2 Knights could be different work opportunities or even different love opportunities. Maybe one's an earth sign, one is a fire sign. One is fast moving, one is slow moving. Which one are you going to choose? Okay, so you have to decide which cup is most important to you. But guess what? Don't get into that place of, oh my gosh, there's too many things coming towards me. If you feel very indecisive or confused, you feel like there's too many cups to choose from, go into the hermit mode. Balance it out. Use justice to ask the question, which is the right cup for me to take? And with the Seven of Cups too, you could maybe be juggling. You may have 2 or 3 cups in the air that you need to balance out. And maybe balance is saying, don't be juggling 3 or 4 or 5 cups or people. Take 1 or take 2. Okay? So be careful with the juggling. And the last message here is the Page of Wands. We have the Page of Wands and the Knight of Wands. That means that there needs to be action and communication that is very decisive and forward moving. So you not only have to communicate here and mediate and sit down and talk to it, come to a place where everyone's on the table feeling like they're getting something that they need. And use the Knight of Wands to be in a leadership role here. That's what I'm getting for you, pile 1. So before I complete, I wanted to just see what's going on in your love life. Is there anything going on in your love life? Any messages that the romance cards want to give us for your love life? Because the Seven of Cups did show up. Maybe you have options in love. Maybe you're someone who's been a player. Maybe you've dated a lot of different people. You haven't settled on any one person. And yet you're ready. Something's calling you to change that. Okay, so let's see what the love cards want to bring through for pile number 1. Okay, we're going to have to pick more cards than this. We've got red flags. So there could be one of those or 2 or 3 of those cups are not meant for you. Please pay attention. And that could be job opportunities, that could be relationships, building friendships. Really look at those 7 cups diligently, please, and recognize which one isn't for you. And then we have self-love. So you know what? That Page and Knight of Wands could be you going off on your own, because the Page or Knight of Wands can sometimes be loners. Even though the Knight of Wands is often associated with someone who comes in fast and leaves fast, I also get a loner energy with it, that maybe you're on a pathway of self-love right now and you don't want to be invested in any long-term committed relationship. And if you are in a relationship right now, in order to grow that relationship and for it to deepen and continue to be with that person, you each need to really be working on self-love right now. That is the key answer here, absolutely. And I want to pick one more card. So from self-love, where is pile number 1 going? To commitment. I love it. You're not going to get to commitment until you go through self-love, till you work with the flags. The red flags could just be cautionary things, okay? So let's apply the self-love towards work and love and your love life. Any kind of relationship or situation. Self-love means check in with yourself first. And then look at, okay, are these red flags something I can work with? Or are they things telling me, nope, this is not for you? And then commit to what you know is what you want. And you've got to start with committing to yourself first. Alrighty, I love these messages for you, Pile 1, as I knock things off my table. I feel like Pile 1, there's a lot of action around you right now and coming towards you. So I want to end with just picking a timing card for you. Just picking a timing card out of my deck, just randomly, seeing is there some kind of timing for you that you need to pay attention to. Whoop, and we're getting 2 cards. There is a blockage you are not aware of. That's the red flags. Identify it, then come back again and ask for a right timing. So the right timing is going to come in for you. Spirit's going to give you the right timing once you remove the blockage. And what is my second message? What does your intuition feel the time frame is? That is the answer. So interesting, Pile 1. I'm not actually here meant to give you a timing. You're meant to give yourself a timing. Okay? You know the answer to this question. I love it. All righty. Thank you so much for joining me, Pile number 1. If you like these messages, leave me a comment, give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. And I'm going to suggest you subscribe to it. I've been sending my YouTubes out as a newsletter, but emails aren't. There's something going on in the technical world right now with all the companies, and when there's too many people attached to the email, not everyone's receiving it anymore. This is happening due to security issues. So I'm going to start letting everyone know, please just go in and subscribe to my channel. Then you know that you can just check in when I put in a video. I put them in regularly, at least once a month. This time I'm going to be doing 2 because we have the lunar eclipse in 2 weeks from now. Alrighty, thank you so much. In infinite gratitude. Now I want to move on to pile number 2. Let's see, what does pile number 2, what messages do we have for pile number 2? All righty. So for those of you that chose this beautiful moss agate, look at that. This is going to be a long video. Where is it that you are transforming in your life? What is awaiting you? Where is your expansion happening? Pile number 2. You are in the Earth School. Life lessons, soul growth, study, and higher learning. So pile number 2, you could be students of life right now. You could be literally studying things. And I'm feeling higher learning would be getting a master's, doing graduate work, getting a PhD, joining acupuncture school, anything that's going to take you at least 2, 3, 4, 5 years to do. That's the higher learning. So this is my pile of those of you that are students or you're teachers, you're in the education realm, you're studying something right now, or you just love studying things and exploring new subject matters, okay? But the other message here is your expansion is requiring you to learn some life lessons right now. I mean, look at her, she's taking a leap. So this is the Fool card in the Tarot. That right away speaks to the sign of Aries as well as the sign of Aquarius. The second message we have here is Star Brothers. It's Hathor energy. You are being protected. You are being watched over. You can trust. You can feel safe. And this is about building loyalty right now. So Star Brothers. So pile number 2, the lessons you are learning have to do with loyalty, trust, and safety and protection. So perhaps in the past, the ancient past, the more recent past, your trust, your loyalty has been severely challenged. Maybe you've gone through a lot of betrayal, a lot of deception. People have not told you the truth, or maybe you've not been honest with people. And perhaps you haven't even been honest with yourself. So take the messages however they resonate. But your life lessons now, where you're going to expand, is when you look at the earth as a school. And you have to decide, where are you in the school? Are you in kindergarten? Are you in junior high, high school? Are you in college? Or are you in the grad school? Where are you on your soul's journey? And call on your star brothers and sisters to help you, because what they're telling you here is you are being protected now. You are out of danger. No one is going to harm you. But now you've got to work on rebuilding self-trust and trust in others, and look at where you place your loyalty. Please, pile number 2, follow your intuition. Your inner guidance is going to show you where you can actually put your loyalty. Okay? And build it slowly. You do not have to be in a hurry. And ask for that extra help from the Hathors and your guides and angels when you don't feel safe, okay, and you want that extra protection. You are not meant to do this the rest of your journey alone here. You're doing it with human help and angelic cosmic help. So call on it, please. So what else is coming into your life? Caring connections. So for pile 2, you're wanting love. You're wanting more love in your life. I feel this is my pile of those who've suffered a lot in your romantic life. You've been through a lot of trials and tribulations in love. And the caring connections is here to say that it's time that you get a higher frequency love in your life. And caring connections doesn't have to mean a romantic partner. It can mean really good friends. It can mean building more soulful relationships with our own children, or with your own family members, and with people you work with. But the guidance here is the way that you're learning now in your life, the way that you're expanding, is through really building soul connections. But I am seeing this about love, okay? But not only your love life. So if you are currently in a relationship, where is it you need this relationship to grow now, okay? Really focus on that. And the second message is part of the guidance. It's the 5th chakra, Archangel Gabriel. So he is saying that for you to grow or move into more caring connections in your life, you've got to work on your throat chakra, okay? You've got to speak with your unique voice. You've got to clear your throat. You've got to work on really locating your inner truth. What is your truth here? And then use your voice and be clear in your communication. Archangel Gabriel works with us on getting clarity, getting inner clarity, finding the words to speak our truth. And he also works with us within all of the fields of communication. So pile number 2, you may be those in the fields of education, or you're in the fields of communication. You might be journalists, you might be writers, you know, whether you're book writers, you write lyrics for music, but you love the field of communication, the arts, entertainment, and learning. So this is a very big umbrella that I'm mentioning here. But all of you in the arts field and all of you in the fields of communication and education, this, I believe, is your pile. And you are being asked to work on your throat chakra now, and to work on how you can better all the parts, all the fields and areas of communication currently in your life. And if you are a teacher, because that's kind of what I do, I'm a messenger, I'm a guide, but I teach. I always have to look at new ways to bring that subject matter in, which I'm going to be doing in my astrology class. New ways of teaching it and talking about it. And I feel like perhaps this is my pile too, okay? So let's ask the tarot. I want to get the psychic tarot cards for this. Okay, I'm going to stand up a little bit to shuffle them. What extra clarifiers do the tarot want to bring in for pile number 2? Okay, so pile number 2, where are you headed on this journey? Where's this life lesson coming in? We know it's around education, building caring connections, speaking your truth. Perhaps it's about writing about your truth. Beautiful. There's a healing that you're going through. So in speaking your truth and reaching out to build connection again, or reaching out to relationships for help, asking for help. We got that message from the Hathors, right? The Star Brothers. Ask for help. Do not do this alone. You're on a healing mission right now. You're going through a lot of healing right now. And perhaps pile number 2, you're healing your voice, you know, or you're healing a beautiful relationship in your life. You know, when we're looking at the 6th energy, that's the 6 of Swords. Is that the 6 of Swords? I think it is, yeah. So you're moving into calmer waters right now in your life. Therefore, a new relationship can await you, is awaiting you, or there's growth within your current relationship or relationships. So let's see if we can get some extra messages here, but you need to take it slowly. That's the Hanged Man. So pile 2, I may be talking to those of you that are air signs, Gemini, Libra, Aquarius, or water signs, okay? Pisces, I'm getting Sag here, Cancer, and Scorpio. You need to be an observer of your life right now. You're watching, you're learning, you're really working on detachment. So in bringing these caring connections in or further growing them, you're doing it step by step because you have to build loyalty and you have to build trust. I call it the bridge of trust. It is not built overnight. It's built brick by brick. I love it, pile number 2. So let's get a few more messages and then we will look at where romance is coming into your life, okay? What the romance deck wants to tell us. Oh, you are absolutely healing. Okay, that's the Star card. You're healing. You're either at the nearing the very end of your healing, and you can feel it. You can feel, finally, I'm reaching the end of my healing. But maybe there's a little bit more to go, or you're completely breaking free, you're healed, and you just need to kind of be in the Hanged Man place. You need to be still in a little bit of a retreat, thinking about things before you're ready to take action. But please don't go forward unless you really feel like you're ready. But the Heal card, which is the Star card in the Tarot, is saying it's time to reach for the stars. The stars are awaiting you. I love it. Reach out. Oh my gosh, pile 2. I know this is my pile. Yes. Oh, I feel it for the water signs. Reach out. You are not alone. There's like-minded people. There's soulmates out there. There's people who really want to be a part of your world. So pile 2, I feel like you're meeting some new people, whether they're co-workers, friends, perhaps new romantic relationships if you're single, or you're wanting to work with your partner and you're wanting to reach out to one another and have very honest, deep conversations. I love these messages, pile 2, and I feel like the messages here for you are very, very grounded, feeling a very grounded energy. So even though I got Aquarius, Gemini, Libra, and the water signs, I'm feeling also very earthy. So I think pile 2, it could be any of the elements, whether it's air, water, earth, and even fire. I feel like all the elements are here within pile number 2. So what does Archangel Michael want to leave you with? He wants to give you a message. What is that message? Okay, so for some of you, there's an unhealthy situation you need to leave. That's why you're healing. You're going to heal fully when you leave it. Whatever this is, whether this is family situation, work, a relationship, Archangel Michael, can you give us a clarifier, please, for pile number 2? This is your life's purpose. You need to leave something because it's not part of your life's purpose. Only you're going to know what that refers to, whether that's a work, a job, maybe you're in a job and it's not your life's purpose, your mission, and you know it. And Archangel Michael is saying, this is your life's purpose. You need to go onto your mission now. But the other thing is leaving an unhealthy, when he says it's time to leave an unhealthy situation, pile 2, he's also directing you towards recognizing boundaries. So go back and listen to the astrology section if you didn't, because I do talk about that. You're really recognizing what a healthy boundary is. And part of your life's purpose in this life is to create very healthy boundaries for yourself. And creating healthy boundaries means saying no. Knowing when to say no and becoming a lover of no, no, no. That's the sacred no when we say it 3 times. Become a lover of that. All right? And for others, it just means it's time to leave something because your life purpose awaits. And your life purpose, I have a feeling this is about a job. Okay, nope, he wants to give us a 3rd message. Lean on God and the angels for support. So again, pile 2, we're getting that very strong message. Do not do this alone. Your guides and angels in human form and non-human form are helping you. That can be your animals too. Okay? Lean on spirit to help you with this healing journey. It's going to move so much faster. And I'm telling you, pile 2, your purpose awaits you. And I feel like it has to do with a vocation, but I also feel like your life's purpose involves a sacred beloved, a divine counterpart. All right? So I want to complete by getting some love oracle messages. So let me shuffle these and see if there's some extra guidance that I can give you. Pile number 2. What is the guidance in your love life? What is the guidance in your love life? I love it. Quality time. That's what you're looking for. Okay? I'm getting more than 1 card, so we're going to pick, nope, we're going to get 3. Okay. Wow. Okay. I love these messages. Let me just get my glasses. There they are. So I can read them for you. Quality time. Spending more time together and doing things that you enjoy is very important right now. So you want to spend time with people that are quality people. Right? That's what it's not about quantity, it's about quality. People that are important to you, people that value you, they see you. If you are single, this card is guiding you to spend more time with friends, because spending time with friends is going to get you more into your higher frequency, your joy and happiness frequency. And when we're in that joyful, happy frequency, that's when we can magnetically draw in a romantic partner. But if you're in the feeling sad and grieving frequency, you're not going to draw them in, right? So that's the guidance. Spend quality time with friends and loved ones. This card highlights parties and having a good time. And whoever you're drawing in, if it's someone new in your life, they're a very strong soulmate relationship. They're a past life relationship. This is the soulmate card. It's the 6 of Cups. You're bringing someone from a past life, but it could be even someone returning from your past that wants to reconnect and get to know you again. So decide if you want to let them in and get to know them slowly, because when I put quality time next to this, you've got to get to know them. You can't do this quickly. But it's also telling you that the people that are quality people in your life, They're soulmates. You've had many lifetimes with them. They're soul friends, they're soul co-workers, soul family members. They are soulmates. And lastly, it's time for you to accept love. Accept it, allow it to come in, but you don't have to be in a hurry, right? Everything's saying, reach out. You know, the Three of Pentacles, take it slow. You don't have to be in a rush. Past letdowns and negative experiences have been hindering new love from entering your life. And this is true even if you're in a current relationship and that relationship is having problems or it's been stagnant for a while. It means you're both focused, or at least one of you is, and that's you. You're focused on past problems, past hurts. And this is not allowing the relationship you're currently in an ability to move forward. So I'm either speaking to you or the person you're with is doing this, okay? But it could be both of you. So please don't allow your past to interfere with your present and your future. That's what that is telling you. In order to experience love, you need to open your heart and embrace love. Let love in. I love these messages. Alrighty, pile number 2. We are going to end. I'm going to end by getting you a timing message. Let's see if there's any timing message that wants to come in. For pile number 1, no timing wanted to come in. I got other messages instead. And this deck has more than just timing messages. So, you know, we're in the slow, pile 2, we're in the slow pile here, taking one step at a time here. So more of that Taurus energy than Aries, perhaps. Yet the leap of faith with Aries is opening your heart, pile number 2. Okay, so let's see if we can get a timing card for pile number 2. And I'm getting 2 cards again. Okay, wow. Stop ruminating over the past. It's limiting your movement forward. No time can be determined until you stop ruminating. So that's one of the messages. Another one is 8 months, okay? So this could be slow. I want to see if I can get something faster here for you, pile 2. Now, 8 months, or it could be the 8th month, which is August. Then I'm getting before the end of the summer. Okay, so we've got 3 messages. Take them as they resonate. But remember, the first message is very important. The time cannot be determined until you are ready. So stop living in the past and begin living more and more in the present. And that could bring it in before the end of the summer months, which would be May, June, or the month of August, which is the 8th month, or maybe it really is going to be 8 months from now. Okay, so just take the timing for what it is, because you know what, when I just am doing the timing for fun, okay? I happen to know that with timing, it can switch on a dime, okay? So just kind of know that. And remember, the faster you move in your healing and you're opening up your heart, probably the faster what you want is going to actually come in. But you know what, pile 2, I also feel like when you surrender to just divine timing and you don't worry about it anymore, you're in the energy of what you want to attract when you do that. All right, sending you all giant love, big hugs. If these messages resonated with you, please let me know. Give me a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, leave me a comment. I would love to hear from you. All righty, so now we're going to go to pile number 3. So this is pile number 3. Those of you that chose the Tiger's Eye heart. All righty, I'm excited about this pile. I usually am. I always really, when I listen to other people's tarot readings, it's so interesting how I'm almost always drawn, more than 60%, I'm always drawn to pile number 3 for some reason. So something about the number resonates with me. So let's see what your messages are. Where is it that expansion and new pathways are coming into your life? Wow. I'm going to almost breathe through this one. Let me put my glasses on. Okay. I'm getting right off the bat pile number 3. You may actually want to go and listen to pile number 2. The cosmic heart. Devotion, potency, make your life a moving prayer. You are now moving into being, you're now moving into completely living through your cosmic heart, pile number 3. Make your life a living prayer. That means every moment that you are here on this earth is a prayer. You are living in high frequency, high vibration. Every second, every moment you are on this earth, it's meant to be devotional. It's meant to be powerful. Nothing is insignificant. Nothing. You are looking at life as if it is a great, beautiful miracle. That's your approach. This is where you are expanding or moving towards in your life right now. To experience every part of your existence as magic and miraculous. And that is how you live in the cosmic heart. Because the cosmic heart, pile 3, is without a doubt unconditional love. And it's the pink energy. So call in that pink vibration. Now right behind it, you have a second message. Karmic relationships. Orion energy, polarity, soul growth, and conflict. So I'm going to say something to you right now. You're moving away from this. That's what you're leaving behind. You don't want anything that's not peaceful in your life right now. You don't want anything anymore that's conflict-driven, drama-driven. You don't want separation in your life. You want unity. So if there are people in your life where there's challenge, you're at a place right now where you want to come up with a peaceful resolution. You're either open to one of 2 things. Peaceful resolution and mediation, where you come together to resolve differences, and in a place of very deep acceptance of the fact that you are on different paths. We're not all meant to be on the same path. This is about you coming into that deeper recognition of all paths lead home. We're all on different paths because we all have different lessons. And when you come to that place of deep unconditional love, of just loving every human being whose path you cross because they're a being. Doesn't mean you have to go out to lunch with them or go out on a date with them, but when you can pass on that unconditional love to a stranger in the street, or to someone in prison, someone who's been in prison, someone who's gone through incredible hardship, doesn't matter who they are, what their life has been about. You want to find the soul in them. Because something is connecting all of us always. So pile 3, I feel like you're those that are reaching for unconditional love. Either you've not been on the path of unconditional love yet, or you're deepening your journey into unconditional love. And to do that, you're removing conflict. You're moving towards mediation, peaceful resolutions, and if the individuals involved or the situations involved don't want that, or they're not ready for these mediations or resolutions, then you're saying goodbye. You're walking away. But you're walking away with peace in your heart. You are not attached to it. The other thing I'm getting here from this card is, see how they're standing on 2 different planets, looking at each other through space? You've had many lifetimes where you've been learning this lesson. And you may be in a lot of, you may have had and currently having a lot of karmic relationships in your life from these multiple realities, whether they were lifetimes on Earth or lifetimes in the constellation Orion, where you had conflict between one another. And you're here on this earth right now to recognize each other's soul journey and either to seek to resolve the differences between the two of you and move together, or to say goodbye, but to do so with a smile on your face, that there's no judgment anymore. So no matter what, you're resolving the conflict that lives in your heart. Whether you resolve it with that person or not, the most significant thing, Pile 3, you have to do is to make peace with it within. And that is how you are coming into the cosmic heart. You are the peacemakers, my dear, all of you. Wow, I feel like this pile's going to take a while. So the clarifiers we have here are the door to personal healing and happiness. So pile number 3, there's a doorway opening here. And it's to absolute healing and absolute happiness. It's a beautiful doorway. There's a dove, the white dove of peace. There's a rainbow. You're going to get everything you want. Why? Because you finally learned, or you're finally learning, that peace is the only way through. It's the only way through. You've got to make peace with things. And you've got to make peace with it in your mind, in your heart, and in your body. Because healing doesn't occur in your body unless you make peace within your body, right? Wow, I love this. Pile 3, this is all about doorways. The door to value. You're also looking at value, how you value yourself, self-worth, and what is most meaningful for you, what you truly value in this life. And that is the doorway you're opening. So you're opening the doorway to absolute personal vitality and well-being, the doorway to happiness, and the doorway to everything that you value. And that's the doorway to abundance. Wow, pile 3, you're the manifestors here today. There's a lot of doorways opening for you. So I want to get some messages here from Archangel Michael, see if there's anything he wants to say to you, if there's any extra guidance here from Archangel Michael, and then we'll jump into the tarot and the love messages. You need a sense of humor on this journey. I love it. Now that means he's saying, take everything light with a grain of salt. Don't attach to anything, because seriousness is not the way through these doorways. It doesn't mean you discard what's happening or you ignore it, but you take it in. You're like, okay, we're going to be serious here, but to do that, I need to add some play. I need to be optimistic. I need to add some humor. Bring your inner child to the table, not just your adult self, because your inner child is playful. And when you look for the sense of humor in any given situation, I guarantee you're going to find the blessing, because that's when you find the blessing. So Archangel Michael is saying there's a blessing in disguise here. Look for it and you will find it. So I want to use my tarot deck here and see for pile 3, do we have any extra messages on the doorways that you are moving through here? What are the extra messages for pile number 3? We got a bunch of cards. Okay, there we go. They all came out together. So let's look at the first one. Wow, I love it. Wow. The High Priestess. Okay, so pile number 3. Wow, you are the High Priestess. You know what to do. You've got innate wisdom. Pile number 3, you are very ascended beings. You're moving into a higher level on your pathway. And I love it in this deck because the High Priestess is flying, and she's flying towards the moon. She's allowing her intuition, her innate inner knowledge and wisdom to guide her. She's literally floating on the water. You're going to be guided on this journey. That doorway is awaiting you. But first, you might need to go through the devil. You know, it's kind of funny. I'm feeling that the devil here represents maybe playfulness, just loosening up a little bit. That you're the high priestess, but it's okay to be sensual. You don't have to be a Puritan all the time. Remember the first message, the cosmic heart, devotion and purity. Part of being a human means also being a sensual, sexual being. Don't deny that part of yourself, okay? You are both. Now, the devil can also mean, I don't know, it's really weird. I'm getting a different take on the devil today. They're telling me the devil is in the details. So on this journey, pay attention to the details. Don't let anything escape your observation place, okay? Really pay attention to what's going on around you. But again, with the devil, don't try to over-control. Surrender. So the priestess, it's so interesting, these cards next to each other kind of show two different realities, right? The high priestess is floating and the devil is grounded and maybe perhaps too attached. So we have an energy of non-attachment and we have an energy of attachment. And so the message is maybe find the balance in between. Look at what you are attached to, and then if you deem it something that's keeping you stuck and not moving forward, then float away from it, okay? You have the capacity to detach from anything that is holding back. Why? Because you can see it now. Your glasses are on. Holy mackerel. And you are moving towards everything you want. That's the Four of Wands. Yep, you're moving towards your happily ever after. In this deck, the Four of Wands is of sacred marriage, okay? That's what you're moving towards. But guess what? We've got a lot of dichotomies here in pile number pile number 3. But you've got a lot of anxiety around it. The Eight of Swords. What are you afraid of? I'm getting fear. So the Eight of Swords is attaching to the devil. You have a fear that this is too good to be true, that you're not going to get the happily ever after or your wishes, or that there's something off with maybe this relationship or what's coming in. But again, the Eight of Swords can also be that maybe perhaps one of you has gone through some depression or there's anxiety here, and that maybe in coming to the Four of Wands and the High Priestess energy and walking through those doorways, you have to face that you have some anxiety, you have some fears. Maybe you've been through some situational depression, or you have depression, but instead of running from it, face it. Take it with you. It's part of your shadow. You are a whole human being. You're meant to live that way on this earth. And that means you've got to love your shadow as much as you love your life. Your light, okay? But the Eight of Swords in this card can also mean, but there's something you're not seeing, okay? Because she's blinded. So are you not seeing the happiness that's awaiting you? Are you not seeing a person in front of you that's maybe offering you a new doorway, an opportunity with work, an opportunity in love, an opportunity in greater abundance? Are you not seeing it, or are you not believing it? So I think I want to pull one more tarot card here. And I'm going to pull it from the top. There we go. The Fool. You're being asked to go on a new journey. And you're being asked to take that leap. And the Fool is saying, trust. Trust that your guides are not asking you to go somewhere where there's going to be a fire, okay? You're not going to light yourself on fire here. Trust in your journey here, okay? That's the message I was looking for. Beautiful. So now let's end by getting some romance cards from my Creative Love Oracle. Let's see what they want to say in your love life, because I feel like some of this might be about love, okay? That you're afraid of getting that doorway to happiness, that maybe this long journey of healing or lack in your life is just going to keep on going. And I'm here to tell you it's not. It's only an illusion. You know, when we look at the 8 and 9 of Swords, especially the 8 of Swords, to me, it's the card of illusion. This is an illusion. It's not reality. Let it go. Okay? So beautiful, creative oracle deck. What is the guidance in love for pile number 3? You're moving away from unrequited love. There's been a storm in your love life, okay? And that could mean that the love was not equal, or a person was not equally giving in this relationship. Maybe you both love each other, but someone isn't available or wasn't available. But a storm has happened, a change is coming. It has happened, or it soon will. And that person may actually show up now, okay? Or you're going to walk out the door. So there's either an ending here, or there's going to be a change where both of you are facing each other as equals now. And that would be true, because remember, in the beginning we had the karmic relationship card, where we don't know which direction this is going to go in. So I want to pick a final message of guidance for you. There's influencing factors here. Okay. And the influencing factors could be other people are involved in this. There could be financial reasons why this person was not able to show up, or maybe you're the one that wasn't able to show up. And maybe there's going to be financial reasons or other people's involvement that makes it so that there's not a peaceful resolution and you need to walk away. Take the message as they resonate. They're for many people here. You're going to fall into one of these two categories. Either there will be a resolution and a new beginning here, or you're going to close the door. You're going to say goodbye. And I'm telling you, we already saw 2 doorways here. There's new doorways opening for you. And we're ending with manifesting your soulmate. So pile number 3, I really feel like you're resolving, either peacefully resolving and working with karmic relationships. And karmic relationships can be soulmate relationships, but they're soulmate relationships where there's unresolved karma that you need to work through. So you're either choosing to do this together so that you're manifesting your relationship into a higher level soulmate relationship, okay? That's for some of you. For the other pile of you, you are walking away. You are leaving a karmic relationship. You've done the best you can. There's nowhere else to go. They're not ready, or you're done. It's unrequited. You're not in love with them anymore. There's nothing on the table for you anymore. And that means your karma is over and you're now ready to manifest the soulmate of your dreams, which is your happiness, okay? I love these messages, and I want to end by picking a timing card for you, if there is one. So far for pile number 1 and 2, we really did get a timing. And of course, we're headed into Mercury retrograde. And I find when I ask about timings in a Mercury cycle like this, it doesn't want to work with me. So please take it with a grain of salt. It's for entertainment only that I'm picking this, okay? Is there any kind of timing message? Time frame is undetermined. And for others, within the next 3 weeks, and I'm getting a third one, before the holidays. So we've got undetermined, something happening in your life within the next 3 weeks, and before the holidays could be Thanksgiving, Christmas, or actually 4th of July is a very big holiday. So I'm looking at 2 time frames with that, Memorial Day going into the 4th of July, or Thanksgiving going into Christmas. Beautiful. Thank you so much. Wishing you all wonderful magic and miracles on your journey. And let me know if you like these messages. Give me a thumbs up. Leave me a comment. Subscribe to my channel. It's very late here. It's midnight. So I'm starting to slur my words a little bit. I'm so sorry. But sending you all a giant, giant hug. Thank you.